The war god took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work at Aaron Cambridge.
Hi Eden family, welcome to episode number 6 of Building the Ark, which is about our family budget. Today we're going to be talking about money on special occasions. So again, this is us just sharing, and we're just going to be transparent. Not, this isn't advice really, right? Like, we're not telling you how to live, but we are saying that it's possible to live within a budget, and just really sharing how we do that, right? So all right, there's really two kind of sections that came to mind for me when thinking about how we spend money on special occasions. So special occasions could be holidays, birthdays. We're going to talk about our anniversary, and then family vacations. And really, I'll go ahead and kick it off, and then you chime in. But I think that holidays is separate for us when compared to birthdays, our anniversary, and then family vacations. And the reason I say that is because I feel like for holidays, we are very, our spending is super minimal. And so two holidays kind of come to mind. I kind of asked you earlier, right? Like, hey, other than Christmas, if I say holidays, what comes to mind? We don't celebrate a whole lot. Obviously Christmas is one thing, so we'll cover that in a moment. But one other one that did stand out to me was Valentine's Day. Now, I think naturally, we've always been kind of on a budget, right? Pretty much right after we got married. So we're not lavish on Valentine's Day. But what I can think of is like the last few years where I feel like I take that opportunity to, right, not getting into the, where did Valentine's Day kind of actually come from, and like that portion of it. But more so just, doing something kind, showing the girls that we love them, right? Or just making it like a family thing, I think is how it's been the last few years. Mm-hmm. And so what are we, 2024? So 2023, literally what we got the girls was, we got them a balloon. We got them, I don't remember the dessert, but usually we get like a small dessert, and we got them a fish. You remember that? So that was literally the extent of our spending for Valentine's Day. But we try to make it more of a family thing now that we have kids. And it's really minimal. Like, we do not go all out. And so, yeah, they still, oh no, I was going to say they still have that fish, but it's a different fish, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, they would have still had that fish. But there was a tragedy that happened.
And our kid knows. She knows what happened. So it ain't one of those like, just swap it out and same color. No. She knows. She went to the store with us and
got the new one.
We told her we tell her straightforward. So she knows, different name and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now their fish is named Yoshi. She also has picked the name just because our small one, doesn't fully talk yet. But yeah, so that might have been what, I would say maybe we eat something special.
I was about to say, no, we get something, eat something different.
Yeah.
And yeah, dessert wise, yeah. We would get a dessert or something. So
we make it like a family, something different that day. Yeah. Now the year before that, so before our 1.5-year-old was here, I can think that I got the both of you, the bouncy balls. I don't know what those are called, but like the ones that have like a handle and you jump on them.
Yeah.
They might have been like $10 to $15 each. So just something cute that is different. And
then I think when I surprised you with the crumble cookie.
Maybe.
So yeah, we'll do something surprise dessert wise, or edible arrangement or something.
Yeah, but I feel like our spending is super minimal for that. And I think there's
I know, but I'm just saying it's something that we also do something else too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, we're not okay. And then Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas before we hop out to the other things.
Well, I think you should share about Christmas because that's something that we kind of adopted from. That's something that was going on even before we got married. How we do Christmas.
Okay. So I was thinking in our household, but I get what you're saying. Okay. So for Christmas, our spending is extremely minimal. for the most part, right? And so part of the reason for that is really an effort to make Christmas about what it's really about, which is Christ, right? And so that's something that we try to teach the girls and will continue to reinforce. Not saying that gifts contradict that, right? But naturally, when the excitement is geared towards gifts and kind of everything that I get to open, it tends to overshadow the true meaning. So what my side of the family implemented maybe a couple years ago, to your point, or for quite a while now, is more of a, you know, we draw names and you only have to focus on getting one person something. Part of that is because I don't want you to look forward to how many gifts am I going to get. And then two, the financial burden that so many people put themselves in and have during Christmas is simply unnecessary. I think Christ would say, don't even worry about it, right? Like, if this is your way of celebrating is to do it irresponsibly, to do it in a way that creates more burden on you when I'm trying to actually free you from these things, it's fine. So I don't think he would say it like that, but right, like, you guys get my point, is that let's make it about what it's truly about. And so I feel like it's, and with kids, right? So now switching over to like our household, it's tough, if I'm honest, because we literally spent maybe $30. Half of it is going back because I will return things. I'm a returner. Like, if we don't love it, it's going back. But yeah, we got them, what did we get them? We got them a baby shark from Amazon and a baby shark blanket from Amazon each. And that was the extent of Christmas from us to our girls. The blankets, once they actually opened them, were extremely small, which is why they're going back, just in full transparency. But yeah, did not go over $30 a piece. And again, with returning part of it, it might be like 15. I can't remember how much the sharks were. But very minimal. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, but also on top of that, you know, we don't believe in having one day to just splurge. So throughout the year is, you know, whether it's toys, clothes, anything, it's like we don't just wait for the day to do it. So that's another reason why it's like we do it throughout the entire year, because again, displaying the love and parent, father, mother, and that relationship and everything. So that's also why, you know,
Wow.
yeah, why we kind of view it different, or don't look at it as, like you say, that this one day, and really able to keep the day what the focus is. And that's, like she said, that's what we want to teach our kids. That's what we want to teach them coming up and everything, and that's the new lifestyle.
Yeah. So I'm really picky about words, right? And the way that you said that about like we do it throughout the year, I think that is true. As far as we don't wait until a special occasion to get something for them, if that's what we want to do. But I would also say, just for people that might not like know us in person or know you, right? I also think there is this dysfunctional thought, and I can think of ways that I've seen it kind of growing up in my own family or just in general, that one of the ways that you show your kids love is through buying them things, right? Or supplying their needs. And I think that's my own personal opinion. I think that's dysfunctional, right? Because there are some things that we are simply called to do, but I think sometimes when we use things or food as a way to show love, it can get dysfunctional really fast. So I think that's our other thing, right? Is that we to your point, the reason we do it throughout the year is because there doesn't have to be a reason, right? Or it doesn't have to be, it's not a gesture of me showing you that I love you, right? We show that in other ways, right? Like we know, right? Through our own friends, through our own upbringing, that really show me you love me by spending time with me rather than giving me something, right? Or giving me an ice cream cone. So I just wanted to piggyback off of that, just because I know what you meant, but I just want to make sure we're not coming across like that, because I think that can be really dysfunctional. But you're exactly right. I mean, we do it because we do it, right, throughout the year, not because it's a specific day or what have you. So
We did spend Christmas at the beach last year.
We did.
Which was
That's true, yeah.
again we kind of all got together and was like, hey, again we at the point that family time
Yeah.
is more important, and it's just like, man, let's just get together. And we had a blast from playing games to just catching up and all of that, and all of that is way more enjoyable now for us at this age than gifts or whatever. And that's also again something that we want to show and try new things, because that's the first time I've ever had Christmas at the beach. So, and yeah, we was like, we gotta do it again.
It was really good, because what we went in saying is like, hey guys, let's do it different this time. Usually you would spend X amount on gifts. Let's cut out gifts altogether. Well, it didn't work out that way because some people didn't listen, but let's cut out gifts except for the kids, like the small kids, right? So like our babies, other babies in the family. And right, because we didn't even do...
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even do like the drawing name thing. But so yeah, and so we said take that money and put it towards this suite that we're gonna get, and we did it, and I think everyone loved it. I actually wish we would do that every single year, because it was so worth it, and it was beautiful, and it was just perfect. So yeah. All right, let's switch over to, I feel like we're so night and day different once it comes to these other things. But I want you to talk about it, because I feel like you're the main reason we're night and day different. So the other set, right, that we talked about were birthdays, our anniversary, and family vacation. So I feel like we're very conservative when it comes to holidays, but I feel that we're very liberal when it comes to these other ones in the sense of how much we're willing to spend, right? And so I want you to kick us off with the girls' birthdays, or our birthdays, right? All of our birthdays. And then if you want to even go into our anniversary, because you're very, you're the one who drives that, but I love it. So.
Okay, so birthdays. I think it goes along the same lines of like Christmas, as far as not taking one day and just splurging or whatnot. Because again, at the end of the day, you're on a journey. We're on a journey to no one on anything. And Christmas, like you said, the statistics for Christmas, you can go Google it, like the amount that is spent at that time, and people go throw it on their credit card, and then they're in May and June having to pay that off. The same thing with birthdays. People go and spend way beyond, and now it's taking you 6 months to pay that off. So the way that we approach birthdays is you know when their birthday is coming up. It's the same time every year. It's not going to change. So you can prep beforehand. And again, like you said, you got to remember your ultimate goal of getting out of debt. And with that, you have to put a cap on your birthday gifts. You can still get, like you do your research and everything. There are extremely great gifts that you can get that don't cost a lot. And that's not even the goal, at the end of it. So we come in with a dollar amount. We set a dollar amount, and we're like, we're gonna spend, whatever that dollar amount is, and it's not gonna cut into our savings and everything like that. So I feel like that's how we approach birthdays. Now it's getting different now with the girls, because like birthday parties, and obviously you host a birthday party, you're paying for 95% of it, if not the whole thing. What's happening?
Well, because I hear you, but yes, do we put a cap on? We always do that, right? Like we literally live on a budget. So I think that's everything. It almost goes without being said that we're always going to go into it like, hey, this is coming up. What's going to be our budget? But would you agree that your budget, or like your flexibility on budget for birthdays, is a lot bigger than, like, let's just say Christmas, for even the girls, for example?
Yeah. I mean, because...
And that's okay.
Because it's the birthday parties, and like most of the cost goes into the hosting of, like the first year we did the cookout here. So, you know, we bought the food and
The bouncy house.
and yeah, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. So, which I don't look at that. I don't look at that as a. What was? Do you remember the gifts? That's what I'm saying. Like on the actual gift side of things, I still don't think we spend a lot on the actual gift. But as far as the bouncy house, the food and all of that, that's where most of the money goes.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Yeah, I think gift
So yeah,
wise, we
gift
got
we
her a
still
bike. Was that her
not
second?
her first birthday.
Not first. Her second was the cookout,
Okay. Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because first was still kind of COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a bike for her second birthday. So, to your point, yes. But I think the budget is what I was getting at. I think the budget for birthdays, our anniversary, and family vacations we're way more open about that than we are with holidays, for example. So yeah, that's what I was getting at. But yes, you actually make a good point, right? Like, as you start to, okay, what should we do for their birthdays? And if you're considering going somewhere and inviting people, family alone, right? Like, it starts to add up.
I'm about to say we started way in advance. Like we already know what we're gonna do, and their birthdays aren't coming up until May and June. But we already know, and we're already positioning ourselves of ways that we don't have to tap into our savings. And again, we know it's coming up, so we can go ahead and start prepping for that. And again, it's the same way that we approach Christmas, birthdays, and even family members' birthdays. We got family member birthdays, and the same thing. It's like we know it's coming up. Let's go ahead and position our budget and pull it from where we got to pull it from, so that it's not hurting our ultimate goal. I mean, and then you want to go into anniversary now?
No, you go into our anniversary.
Well, I was gonna say, going into anniversary, like along with keeping it biblical, because we with kids, with work, with everything going on, and as you guys know, for people that are married, like you have to keep your marriage priority. We have to make sure we have that time for each other. And we continue to, I wouldn't say it's like a juggling thing, but you just got to make sure that everything is up to par, or and we even have where we talk and make sure everything that's good, okay, or any issues or anything going on. So something for anniversary, we definitely prioritize it. And again, that's something that's like, this is something that we do once a year, and again, like she said, the budget is, we're going to open it up more, because again, it is important to spend time. It is important to, just you two, however many days or whatever it is that you like to do. Are we saying what we like to do?
Yeah,
well, now that we have kids, we like to do a staycation. So we stay in the city, and we'll get a nice room and order food and all of that. And we already beforehand because you can book the room in advance, and you know the cost and everything, and you about know what room service and all of that is going to cost. So we know beforehand the budget for that. And so we already, again, your anniversary, the date it's not going to change. So we know every September that, hey, this is coming up. You know how much you want to spend. Let's go ahead and know this figure now. Start taking money out or whatnot, putting it aside for that.
Yeah. I will say that you are really good at that, where you are like, okay, holidays, nope, I'm not budging on that, right? Like, this is what it's going to be type of thing. But then for our anniversary, when we started doing that, I would kind of be like, and maybe still sometimes like, oh, like, do we need the bigger room, or do we need the room? And he is very much like, we're getting what we want. And I've even had times where I'm like, well, we don't have, like, let's do it, but we don't have to do room service. And he's like, no, we're doing room service. Like, and you always say, like, we do this, right? Like, we don't do this all the time. We know this is what we do for our anniversary, sort of thing. And if at some point, obviously, some people might like to go out of the country or whatever it is, right, that people like to do. But right now, like, we love that, right? We love the fact that, hey, we're still in the same city as the girls. We have somebody watching them, but we're still somewhat close by. And just being able to go to like our favorite hotel and really just eat all their food. But you're really good at that. And I feel like, you know, you often tell me like, just get the better room, get the bigger room, get the bigger shower. Like,
do it.
And so, you know, I'm still coming around to that. But I also definitely agree with you that it's the one thing, right, that we try to at least do every year for ourselves. So yeah, I get it. And then I feel like along the same lines, family vacations. I mean, right now we're still on such a goal that I feel like we've slowed down probably this last year, right? But before that, we were kind of going more often, and probably we'll pick it back up once we get to where we want to be with the house. But you want to talk about that too?
Yeah, I'm a believer in a few things when it comes to budgets. Like, well, first off, I don't feel like a budget should feel like a prison. And so along your journey, there are milestones that you hit, whether it's paying off something, whether it's get into a certain amount in your savings or whatever. You need to reward those things. Not go and, I saved 10,000, I'm about to go spend 10,000. Like, no, don't do that. But it is okay to reward your milestone. And so and I'm a big believer on vacation and taking a break or getting away. Just relaxing, forgetting about work, forgetting about everything, and truly get away. And it's good for relationship, it's good for the kids, it's good for even work and everything, like to get away and then come back. So we would look to vacation like 1 or 2 times, especially, well, with COVID going on, everything was shut down, and then we had a newborn, so we kind of didn't go anywhere. But then we had another newborn, so that's why last year we didn't do much. But yeah, 1 or 2 times out the year to get away. And yeah, that'll definitely be something, especially as having kids, that we want to teach. Like, everything doesn't have to be work every single day and all of that. Like, again, one, rewarding your milestone. It is okay to, along your journey, as you hit these milestones or whatnot, to reward yourself, because that also helps you to keep going. And like I said, you don't have to go throw the whole savings or whatever at it, but it is to reward yourself with something short. Now, once you completely get out of debt and you don't have anything else, and now you can expand some of these trips, because we'll do something small, but as life goes on and everything, and get out of debt, we might go out the country or do other things that may require a little bit more money. But you can, there's levels of vacation, and it's okay. It's okay. Well, we believe, like I said, everybody's different. We definitely believe it's okay to vacation and reward your milestones.
Yeah, I think it's the way we do it, right? I particularly love. And I think, I want to say you mentioned this somewhere. I just can't remember if it was a Wednesday video or a prior podcast.
I'm sure it is.
But it's the planning in advance, right? And because we stick to a very disciplined budget in general, when we do those things, we don't feel it, right? So I can think, growing up, or just friends, and just in general, right? There used to be a thing, and I don't know if it's still a thing, right? Like, are people being disciplined today with their finances? I don't know. Probably not. Well, it depends. I think Christians are picking it up, but it would be like you're getting ready to go on vacation, and it's exciting, but it's stressful at the same time because it's expensive. And then not only that, but you've already paid for wherever you're gonna stay, right? But once you get there, it's like the food. And so day by day, the amount that you're actually contributing to the trip gets bigger. And then people come back and they're super stressed. Now I have to work more. Now I have to pay off the credit cards, if that's how.
That's the thing.
Yeah, if that's how they paid for it. And I think what has helped me, because you obviously are like the visionary, right, for our home, and you are the reason that we do things the way that we do. But I think the reason I believe in it, right, other than, well, the Bible is why we believe in it. But I'm saying not only that, like, life supports the biblical concepts, right? Like, God tells you to do these things, and sometimes you could be like why, right? Our sinful nature. But then, like, you do them and you're like, oh, that's why. Like, God actually knows what he's talking about, right? And then you realize, all right, Lord, I trust you with my whole life. But it's because it works, right? And when we do these things, when we vacation, when the girls' birthdays come up, it's like nothing, right? If we decide to, like, just transparently, if something does cost $1,000, right? It's fine, because we live so disciplined when it comes to our finances all the time that you don't feel that, right? We're not going on a vacation or coming back from a vacation being stressed out. And I thank God for that. And I hope that if you're listening and you don't know what that feels like, just start being disciplined with your finances, because that is the game changer, in my opinion. Is like, everyone knows how stressful it can be when it's like, oh, I got to gather all this money and then I got to make sure I have enough to eat. But it's like, when it's there because you're disciplined anyway and you don't feel it, let's go every time, right? Yeah. So anything else? Yeah. We're done.